Here we go. So we are analyzing polynomials, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to graph, and we're going to identify our maximums, our minimums, our intercepts, and then we're going to describe intervals of increasing and decreasing. That's what we're doing, okay? The reason why we're not really focusing on the domain and range is because for polynomials, their domain and range is all real numbers, right? It goes forever to the left and right, forever from the bottom to top. So therefore, that's not going to change. But these are the key things that are going to change, and you need to be comfortable analyzing. So we're going to start off here by going to Desmos and inputting the function and then creating a sketch of the function. Okay. So we're going to go in and we're going to type in 2x cubed plus 20x squared minus 4x minus 30. So I'm going to open my Desmos. Here it is. So we have 2x cubed. What was it? Plus 20x squared minus 4x minus 30.
I like it.
Okay. So notice how when you initially graph it, it looks like that's it, right? But that's not it. So if we zoom out, we're going to be able to see more of the graph. And you're like, oh, wait, there's more to the graph. Okay, when this happens, we want to practice changing our window settings. So when I'm looking at this graph from left to right, what is my domain that I should have so I can see this? I'm going to say between negative 20 and 20 is going to be a good. Then from bottom to top, I'm going to say from negative 40, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going to 300. So we're going to go negative 4 to 300. To change it, I'm going to use the tool button here, and I'm going to put in the values I set. I said negative 20 to 20. And then I said negative 40 to 300. I could go a little higher. Let me do 350. Why not? Okay, so now do I see the full cubic function? Yes. So you're going to use, we're going to then go through, a benefit of Desmos is that you can click and find your key features, right? So I can click and identify, where's my intercept? Where's my max and my min? So clicking, and you click on it till it turns black, and that's going to save it. So there are my y-intercepts. My y-intercepts have been identified. My y-intercepts have been identified. My x-intercept, I'm sorry. And then my y-intercept, I can also click and identify. And my maximum. So now I see all the key value points of my graph, and you can create a sketch in your notes so that we can continue to analyze and summarize it. Since I am using Desmos, I'm not going to draw. I'm just going to grab and go. I try to be.
So we can do this on our quiz?
No, you cannot. You can use Desmos, but you can't copy and paste anything. You've got to be able to analyze it. Okay, so now I have the graph, and it says part A wants us to make a graph and identify our maximum and our minimum. Okay, our maximum is where it increases, then decreases, right? So my maximum takes place here at negative 6 and 765 thousandths, blah, 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 right? So when you're identifying your maximum, if it asks you for where is your maximum, you're going to tell me the X. If it asks what is your maximum, you're going to tell me the Y. Where is your X? What is your Y? So what's the maximum? I would say 293. Okay. If I'm summarizing, I say I have a maximum at blah, 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 blah. It is blah, 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 blah. Okay. Where's my minimum? Down here. Minimum means that it's going to be decreasing, then it's going to increase. These are called local, right? They're not, because the graph goes forever, so they're not overall my max and min because it goes forever. But I have a minimum down here. And again, where is the X and what is the Y? Where is it at? 0. What is it? 30. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's part A. Part B says, what are your intercepts? Well, what are my intercepts? Well, my y-intercept is where? 0, negative 30, right? My x-intercepts, where do I cross the x-axis at? My x-intercept's at negative 10, 5, 0. I cross also at negative 1 and 197 thousandths. And I cross at positive 1, 247 thousandths. There are my intercepts. How do you feel about finding your intercepts? Doable? Okay. Then the next part is, what are your intervals of increase and decrease? So when I look at this graph, reading it from left to right, the graph is doing what here? Increasing. Excuse me. From left to right, what is the graph doing here? From left to right, what is the graph doing here? Increasing. So I'm going to write my intervals of increase. So when you're writing your intervals, your increase, you're using parentheses only, right? Where does it start and where does it end? So this first increase starts all the way down here in Foreverland. Well, that's going to be negative infinity. And then it keeps increasing all the way up until this X value. What is that X value? Negative 6.765. Okay. And then you're going to continue. I have another interval increase from 0 to infinity. And then I have my decrease at, my decrease is from negative 6.765 to 0. Okay. Your due now tomorrow is going to be for you to do number 2. Okay. Is that doable?
Yes.
All right. Thank you for letting me finish.